Welcome to a new unedited show. Today we are talking about financial advisory. It's not like I'm giving the financial advisory. Actually, I'm more into how to get into financial advisory. And my thought process on this, and because I've been researching, as I didn't have any financial advisory as I was growing up, and I feel like from what I've seen, people tend to get that financial advice from their parents, from their uncles, grandpa, whatever, who they have. Not in school. You don't get that actual financial advisory in school. At least not in Portugal, maybe in other countries, but here we don't get that financial advisory, and people are not too good on financial for themselves, even for their lives and for their journey and whatever for their businesses. So, how to get into financial advisor? If you are someone that are really was never good at savings, was never good at making arrangements for the money, investing and everything, how do you get in that? Because nowadays you see all these guys online saying, you invest in this, you invest in that, you'll be making money really fast, really soon. You'll earn every year, you'll earn 10, 20%, whatever it is. And you actually, when you start to looking into it, things are very, very weird, because it seems like it's very easy. Everyone is making a lot of money. It's very useful. And the thing is, if you're from an outside country if you're outside US, and most videos on financial advisory are from the US, reality is completely different. For example, I live in Portugal. I grew up in Portugal. I lived for a year and something in the United States, and my knowledge about it is a little different because I had the experience with being in the United States and being in Portugal. What you make a month on average on United States, how much you make on average in Portugal. So, and I do have Europe next to me, not next to me, I mean Europe, and Portugal has the European Union, and wages here are much different from within countries. So, for example, Portugal minimum wage is 700 euros a month, 700 and something. And for example, in Spain, next door, the next country next door, it's 1,000, and it grows as as you get more to the center of Europe, it grows even more. And some places like Switzerland and Luxembourg have really high incomes, and it's nearby, and the life cost is a little higher, not as much nowadays because Portugal is so expensive, especially Lisbon, where I live. I live near Lisbon, and prices here are like crazy. So, if you want to earn in Portugal and live in Portugal, you gotta have some financial advisory because wages are way too low. And I was saying, for example, the minimum wage is 700, but the medium wage, where all the people in the country, it's around 1100. So it's really, really low. And the cost of living is high because nowadays you have homes for the tourists, and even some Americans are coming to Portugal because the living costs are much lower than in the United States. The country is very safe. You don't have any issues. There's some places in the country that you can even leave your house open, your door open. No one's gonna get in because it's all like a village, and everyone knows their neighbors and everything. It's very, very safe. And by saying this is okay, but in those places you might not have as much work. And just to make a comparison from Portugal, the whole country is 10 million people. That's even less people than probably in New York or something like that. But still, the opportunities are here. And if you're more of a manager, or if you have like high-end technology jobs, you might earn a little more and make your living, make a great living here in Portugal. And if you nowadays with working remotely for some companies outside Portugal, you can actually have a really good living here because you already know the country. It's safe. It's you have everything. You have access to everything. We have two main airports that can get you access to anywhere. The country is small. You can get from top to bottom of the country with just a couple of, not a couple, but some kilometers. Not too much, but it's really small. But then when you start working and you see that you can go outside and earn much more money doing the same thing that you did in Portugal, there are a lot of young people that leave the country because of that, because they don't have opportunities in Portugal. They pay way too low, so they go outside to get their money. And when they get that opportunity, usually even when people are doing the effort of being away from home, people just save more money. So they probably save more. They save to buy a house in Portugal when they are older. We have a lot of people like that go to work for a foreign country and then return when they're older, just to have their like safe home and live here and peaceful, and they have some money to live comfortable. But if you're living in Portugal, that's a little harder, and so you have to really get inside. If you want to get out of that small bubble, you really need to work on something that it's high paid, or maybe you can get online, create some content, create some stuff different. And now I'm for example, to my students, I usually talk about creating content because my students are mostly designers, are mostly videographers. They want to learn video and motion design and everything. So what I tell them is create content, because creating content, if even if you create just content in Portuguese, that's still Brazil that has 200 million people. There's still Angola, Mozambique, all those Portuguese spoken countries that they can take advantage of that to make some courses, to make some products, whatever it is. Even if you're nowadays doing content and you see that guy from TikTok, that KB Lake, I don't know, I don't remember the name of the guy, but he was Italian. He was unemployed, and within 2 to 3 months he grew really big, and now he's like famous and everything, and he has like advertisements with Gucci bags and stuff like that. So it's a more possible opportunity nowadays with the online. And so getting back into financial advising, one thing you can actually do, and not for only people that live in Portugal, but some countries that they earn much less, is to try to earn more. So that's the one thing. When your money is less than the days of the month, what you have to do is you have to cut on something to make it to the end of the month, or you can earn more money. And by earning more money, then you can, if you have some money left over, then you can think, oh, now I have more money, now I can invest. But the thing is, and what I've been researching online and searching even for myself, and what I've been searching is, it's not the correct approach. Even if you have like only $1,000 a month, the correct objective is to save a part of it and invest a part of it. And even if you start small, you keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. But it's really hard when the expenses are at the limit. Even if you cut down a little bit, but if you live in a country that things are expensive and you earn not as much, it's really hard to make that jump into investing, into saving, and in doing that, because it's just not enough. So usually people say they don't have time because they have their kids, and they have something that's over the job. They work more than 8 hours a day. Usually a job here in Portugal, people work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. So you still have time if you manage it correctly. But again, doing this is being open to change. Like I have said here in the podcast, being open to that change, you really need to set your mind open to that. So you need to actually start by organizing your life. If you don't have time, you need to organize better your life so that you make time to make a side hustle, whatever it is. Even if you think, okay, I cannot save any more money, I'm already saving, maybe you're saving but you're not investing, so you might want to start to invest. Look into stuff that are more safe, because if it's hard for you to make the money, you're not going to feel comfortable investing in crypto or stuff like it's very volatile. So volatile. So you might want to invest in stuff that are more safe. And for example, here in Portugal, there was this run out of, I don't know how to translate this, but was this certificates of a bank that you get 3.5% a year by buying those certificates. So it's not bad that 3.5 a year was one of the best products probably in Portugal to invest in that case. That it feels safe for people to invest, but still, so you have to organize your life to make time to make another side hustle. There are a lot of things you can do and create businesses without making any investment in money nowadays, because you can create a social account like a video, YouTube, and you can make YouTube videos and get better and get better, and at a point you'll start making money with brands and whatnot. You can make Instagram, you can make content that if you create content, probably you already have a phone, you can create content when you phone and just save a little bit and get a microphone, then your quality is a little bit better, then you might want to get a camera. You can start like that, and you don't have to invest to make money. But you do have to invest what? You do have to invest time. And usually it is one of the other. Or you invest time or you invest money. So you can get your financial freedom and grow in that case. So it is about these steps. Organizing your life so you have time. Even when you get the time, then organizing your knowledge. And nowadays on YouTube, you can find pretty much anything. You just have to have the time to research those videos. You have to probably watch 50 videos about financial freedom or financial education. Then you summarize everything. And once you're summarizing, you just have to remember one thing. You don't have to follow the rules of one guy. Follow the rules of many and synthesize everything that you feel that it's comfortable for you. This is the best advice, because usually people do, oh, you must do this or you must do that. It's not the right approach. You have to do what it's comfortable for you and for your life, and it's your life. And there's a lot of advice you can get, but still you have to synthesize the information so you can do it on your own at your own way. And nowadays there's a lot of courses to making money, and people saying showing Ferraris and everything. Oh, you can make. Not everyone wants a Ferrari. Maybe they just want some paid vacation. There's a couple of weeks of a really good vacation a year, and that's probably enough for them, or just enough to pay their kids' college, stuff like that. They don't want Ferraris. They don't want that financial freedom like crazy. They just want, for example, to get a side hustle to do that. And nowadays it's really possible. Or you just invest a little bit and you get that afterwards. But all this information is available online. You can really research, but the best option is organize your life to have time. With that time, you can research or you can invest on a little business, and from there you can grow and to get the money. And once you get that money, then you decide. This is like a step process, because if you already have the money, you can research. There's a lot of information about investing your money safely without risk. But if you don't still have the money, still need to get the money. Okay, get time to make that research so you can then have money and then invest it. It's a stepping process, and I believe everyone can get there. Nowadays, it's much more easy to get that kind of information because information is free online. You have available stuff that can really help you. Even this growing of AI, you can actually ask for help. And there are a lot of paid services, but there are a lot of free stuff too. So look out for the free stuff. There's still a lot of people want to help others without wanting something out of it. It's not easy to navigate between them, but you still can get that information. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.